The wildfire spreads relentlessly, devouring the forest in flames.
Trees burn, the urges. In the blink of an eye, the road is swallowed by the earth. A massive sinkhole opens up, pulling everything into its depths.
The storm's fury is unmatched. Lightning strikes the highway, explosions rock the city, and the winds rip through the roads. A powerful tornado rips through the neighborhood, uprooting trees, destroying homes, and sending everything in its path. Swallowed by the ocean's depths, the ship fights to resurface, but the storm's fury is relentless. Lost in the heart of the storm, a colossal ship is tossed by monstrous waves, struggling against nature's fury as the ocean shows no mercy. A towering tornado touches down, its winds ripping apart everything in its path. The land is torn asunder, and the sky crackles with a superstorm of unimaginable power tears through the city, with winds reaching 315 kilometers an hour. A storm like no other. Hailstones, larger than any seen before, fall with relentless force, shattering. With a deafening roar, the mountain begins to crumble as the avalanche surges down the slopes, devouring everything in its path with terrifying speed. A sudden surge from the creek transforms this peaceful village into a raging torrent. The floodwaters rise, devours. The mountainside collapses, unleashing nature's fury. A village, its homes and its people swallowed in an instant. The floodwaters rise with overwhelming force, sweeping entire homes off their foundations. The riverbank is consumed as the glacier fractures and calves, a massive chunk of ice crashes into the sea, reshaping the landscape. A monstrous tsunami rises from the icy sea, sweeping everything in its path. The tsunami's destructive surge continues, waves of unimaginable force through the city. Lost in the heart of the storm, a colossal ship is tossed by monstrous waves, struggling against nature's fury as the ocean shows no mercy. Above, the sky rages with nature's fury. Lightning cuts through the darkness, and thunder rolls. The city is trapped in the grip of an unstoppable snowstorm. Snow and ice cover everything, and the winds. The earth shakes and cracks. A massive landslide surges down, trapping. A colossal thunderstorm unleashes its fury on the highway. Lightning strikes the grounds, and a deadly relentless waves and gale-force winds ravage the coastline, tearing ships from the sea and flooding the land. Nothing stands against Ishokes. The volcano erupts with catastrophic force, spewing lava, ash, and fire that consume everything in their path. In a flash, a massive mudslide surges down the mountain, consuming everything in its path. A house is destroyed, and Clerkaclin. The superstorm strikes with an unstoppable force. Winds at 315 kilometers an hour and towering waves. A massive lightning strike hits the plane, but it remains steady and unwavering, showing the strength and resilience of modern aviation. Powerful winds and relentless snow bury the city. Gale-force gusts whip through the streets, and the storm shows no mercy, leaving the city frozen and isolated. With unstoppable force, the volcano erupts, sending rivers of molten lava and ash across the land. The mountainside gives way, unleashing a fury of nature that swallows everything in its path. A village and its homes are consumed in an instant. The river rises with unstoppable fury, devouring everything in its path. Fields, homes. The earth trembles. A volcano awakens, unleashing an unstoppable fury. The river rises with unstoppable fury, devouring everything in its path. Fields, homes. The mountain erupts in fury, sending a torrent of snow and debris crashing down the slopes with devastating speed, sweeping all in its path. The tsunami's destructive surge continues, waves of unimaginable force through the city. The tsunami's final surge has devastated the city. The waters have receded, but the destruction remains. A city once full of life. A massive thunderstorm rages, with lightning striking the plane directly. Despite the intense storm and violent turbulence, in the blink of an eye, the road is swallowed by the earth.
A massive sinkhole opens up, pulling everything into its depths.
A ferocious snowstorm engulfs the highway. The winds howl, snow blinds the road, and vehicles struggle to stay. Struggling against the fury of the ocean, the ship battles monstrous waves that threaten to tear it apart. But it fights on. The ship struggles to survive against the ocean's wrath, as towering waves threaten to break it apart, and the relentless storm pushes it to its limits.
The earth cracks open without warning.
A massive sinkhole swallows the road, consuming everything in its path. A towering tsunami rises from the depths of the icy sea, crashing onto the shore with relentless force.
Frivolity. The iceberg calving is a spectacular force of nature. As it crashes into the ocean, the immense power of
once vibrant streets now lie buried beneath relentless waters, as the flood overwhelms everything in its path, consuming the city's heart.
The river awakens with ancient fury, rising like a monster from its slumber, devouring everything in its path. A destructive tornado tears through the neighborhood, sending roofs flying, trees crashing, and debris scattering in all directions. The damage is relentless.
Arresturn. The avalanche from Nevado Huascaran descends with unstoppable force, consuming Yungay in moments.
A powerful mudslide crashes down the mountain, tearing through everything in its path. A house is swallowed by the earth. From the heavens, a terrifying storm strikes. Hailstones larger than anything seen before devastate everything they touch. Cars, buildings, and streets, all left in ruin.
A catastrophic landslide is unleashed as the mountain's soil and rock fall with devastating force, burying everything.
The storm's fury devastates the coastline, with waves towering at 15 meters and winds that tear ships from the sea.
An unforgiving force from the skies. The blizzard rages, freezing everything in its path. The city.
In seconds, the mountain's fury erupts, and a massive mudslide tears through the village. A house, from the depths of the sky, a storm of unimaginable power forms. Winds howl. A massive chunk of ancient ice crashes into the ocean, sending waves and debris roaring across the waters.
Once a tranquil river, now a raging beast, it swells with unimaginable power, devouring everything.
In an instant, a massive mudslide surges down the mountain, sweeping away everything in its path. A colossal wave rises from the icy sea, sweeping away everything in its path. The bay is consumed in an...
The storm's fury has reached its peak. The ship battles against colossal waves, relentless lightning.
Caught in the heart of a violent storm, the plane is struck by lightning but continues its flight undeterred.
A superstorm of unimaginable power tears through the city, with winds reaching 315 kilometers an hour. The volcano erupts with devastating force, sending rivers of molten lava and ash across the land. The avalanche surges forward, consuming all in its path. There is no escape. From the heavens, a relentless force. Hailstones, bigger and fiercer than ever before, pound the earth with
A monstrous tornado touches down, its winds tearing through the land with unstoppable force.
The volcano erupts with explosive force, burying everything beneath rivers of molten lava and clouds of tsunami. The tsunami crashes into the city, sending people fleeing in terror. As the waves rise higher, the streets become a maze of chaos. The mountainside collapses, unleashing nature's fury. A village, its homes, and its people swallowed in an instant. Unstoppable waves and violent winds crush the coastline.
A devastating tsunami surges into the city, engulfing everything in its path. Waves of unimaginable power crash through the...
The city is trapped in the grip of an unstoppable snowstorm. Snow and ice cover everything, and the wind... The river rises with unstoppable fury, devouring everything in its path. Fields, homes... A fierce sandstorm from the desert has invaded the city. The winds howl and the air fills with dust, choking Floodwaters rage through the streets, sweeping everything in their path. Vehicles, debris, and desperate people are consumed.
An unforgiving force from the skies. The blizzard rages, freezing everything in its path. The city distance.
The volcano erupts with devastating force, sending rivers of molten lava and ash across the land. Amidst the fury of the ocean, a colossal ship battles towering waves, its hull submerged. Before being violently, the tsunami's wrath continues as the waves surge higher and higher, consuming everything in their path. The city is overwhelmed.
With unstoppable force, the volcano erupts, sending rivers of molten lava and ash across the land.
A massive landslide devastates the hillside, sweeping away everything in its path. The ocean's wrath is unrelenting, each wave a force of nature, slamming into the surface. A colossal eruption hurls a massive wall of ash and gas into the sky, sweeping across the island. Floodwaters surge, sweeping homes and buildings away. The city's heart is torn apart, and what was once solid ground is now a sea of destruction. A powerful lightning strike hits an ancient tree in the heart of the neighborhood, sending it crashing to the ground. The storm's fury leaves its mark. Floodwaters rage through the streets, sweeping everything in their path. Vehicles, debris, and desperate people are consumed.
A frozen fury. The blizzard roars across the land, plunging every